What's up, y'all? It's your girl Cece, and this is not Open Book with Cece, but this is an exclusive interview with the one and only. Hold on, I made a whole intro for you. Okay.
Wow.
This here is the magic hour, the man of the night. I want everyone to make some noise for the artist, the mood setter, the pretty boy, philosopher. He gave us a double album with no skips, all vibes tonight. A little bit of emotion, and we're all taking a dive in. So are y'all ready? If y'all can hear me, please give a round of applause for the one and only Mikal Angeles.
Make some noise,
yes. So
wow, that was amazing. Thank you,
you.
Cece. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me to your platform.
Yes. So I want to know how you're feeling tonight. First off, let's start there.
Man, so many emotions going on right now. We're at my album release party. If you guys didn't know,
Yes.
I just dropped my brand new double album,
Woo.
Magic Hour.
Woo.
No rapping on this album.
Yes, not neon.
Yeah,
okay?
straight up. Yeah.
Wait, real quick, we were supposed to toast to that.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, big toast to Mikal Angeles double album. No features, no skips, all vibes tonight
Let's
for
go.
Mikal Angeles.
Cheers.
Woo.
Going up.
Yes.
It's a magical night, y'all.
Okay, so we're gonna get
That's
through
the
this.
potion, by the way. You know, we had a themed drink for the night.
Talk about that.
You know, when I invite people out, you know, I want to make them feel the whole experience, the magical experience. So we have the potion.
Yes.
To be honest, I don't even know what's in there, but it's busting right
But
now.
it tastes good. It looked good.
Like it? It's good, right?
Yes. Shout out to your mom because she actually made this.
She did. Shout out to Mama Michael.
Shout out to Mama Michael. Yes. So first off, again, congrats on the double album.
Thank you.
Crazy bold move because I think the only person that we've ever seen do this was maybe Drake and Chris Brown.
Chris Breezy, yeah.
Oh, good. So,
That's true. And you know it's tricky.
Talk to me.
It's tricky because, you know, a lot of people in a day and age where people are dropping records for like 7 songs, 8 songs, maybe 10 max.
Yeah.
The attention span is not really that, you know, that long. People ask me why do I drop, you know, long length projects like that. I mean, this is my first double album, but even on my regular, I'm good for a good 14
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah.
It's because I spend a lot of time in between projects. So like my last record dropped 5 years ago.
Okay.
Toys came out. And I was rapping my ass off on there, but it's been 5 years. So I had a lot to say.
Okay.
I had a lot to say, and I make music for me first.
Yes.
So it's like, you know, when I'm at home and I'm being creative, you know, painting or whatever, because I do paint, I'm just an artist, you know what I mean?
Nice.
So I'm like, what do I want to hear? Because that's a lengthy process to paint.
It is.
So I'm like, what do I want to hear? And yeah, so I don't want to jump too far ahead.
No, yeah, we'll get into all that, I promise. So I want to actually just talk about what made you feel like doing. First off, what made you feel like doing a double album, and kind of talk about the story behind it in a whole, because we are going to go through a couple of songs individually.
Let's do it.
All right.
Double album. It kind of happened on accident.
Okay.
I just, like I said, I was fresh off the Ken wave, and everybody was like really feeling that, and I was like rapping all crazy and doing this whole animated, kind of like high energy freestyles and stuff like that. People seem to really liked it. I think something just changed. The energy just shifted.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to make a record. Oh, when I seen you at VITV.
Yeah, shout out to VITV.
I think it was either the All About the Benjamins freestyle or the
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah, okay.
Yes.
Well, that was the first time I really mixed my rapping and my singing so much, and people had such a great reaction off of that. I was like, I think I just want to go head first into the singing.
Okay.
Just really like, I just feel like I had reached a level with my pen and rap. I didn't feel that there was a lot of competition. I didn't feel like a lot of guys were actually like really saying anything. And it's kind of like, you know, you in the sandbox and you're like, you know, nobody to play with.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel inspired.
Okay.
Singing inspired me because it was new.
Okay.
I always sang my hooks on my albums, but I never like just, you know, did the whole song or a whole album with just singing.
Yeah.
So I really felt like this was like a new energy, and I was like, where can I go with this? So it started with one record, and then the records just it was like the floodgates opened up, and they just kept on coming. So I didn't do a double album on purpose. It kind of just happened on accident. I was like, wow, I have 20 records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're all different, so I can't like cut one.
Okay.
So that's when I was just like, fuck it, double album.
Okay. So I want to actually talk about this Kindle inspiration that you had.
Kindle.
Yes, because when Ken. So when I first saw that, I was just like, first off, I don't feel like the era was there. I don't feel like people were ready for the Ken doll era for you. I loved it personally because then the Barbie movie came out, and then Little Nas X blew up, and you see now he's also doing the whole Metal thing too with the Barbie doll and stuff. It doesn't work for him. I'm not no shade. It does not work for him. It worked for you. It did, including the visual that you have on your YouTube channel as well.
Yes.
So kind of talk about how you shifted from being the Ken doll to now Mikal Angeles and
Magic
why.
Mike.
Yes. Are we calling you Magic Mike?
Magic Mike from now on, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
That's a great question. That's a great question. Ken, the video is crazy.
Yes. And the little documentary too.
Yeah, I have a little short film, Rainbow Sherbet. Ken was a character alter ego that I created because I started, I was doing rapping at first and then I started modeling.
Okay.
So I modeled for 3 years and, went around the world and was like, doing runway shows and just, killing the editorials all crazy. So when I came back to rap music, I was like, what if I merge everything I learned in the fashion world with like a rap superhero kind of character?
Okay.
So like that's why it's like 100 looks.
Yeah.
In the Ken video, it's like, how many ways can I tell you that I'm like that nigga? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Ken got kidnapped, you ladies and gentlemen. I haven't seen Ken. If anybody out there has spotted him or seen him alive, please let me know.
He's MIA, y'all.
Yeah, Ken is missing in action. I haven't seen him in years.
Yes.
And with him left my ability to rap.
Oh, no.
I know. Nah, but so until he returns, I'm just gonna, sing these songs. Nah, but all bullshit aside, I'm really inspired in this era that I am. It's a new era for me, and I really feel like I found my sound.
Yes.
I've been recording music since I was 15 at Carson High School, going to the studio.
Shout out Carson.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I've been doing this for a long time, and I just now feel like I found the sound.
Oh, okay.
Like the Mikal Angeles sound.
Okay.
Like the bag that nobody can touch me in. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I feel like with rap, a lot of people are copying and trying to sound like this person, and it's not a lot of originality anymore. Like when I try to be inspired by someone who raps, I gotta go back in time like Biggie or like Pac or like some, you get what I'm saying? So I think I'm just in a space where I just want to let people know that it's okay if you've been doing something for a long time. If you want to switch routes and go a different direction, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm just so glad, and I hope that people will come on this new journey with me and this new sound, and the people who love my last album, I hope they really appreciate what I'm trying to do this era.
Okay. Also, let's talk about the album actually, okay? Magic Hour is out right now. It came out tonight, guys.
In stores now, stream that everywhere. Apple Music,
21.
Spotify, Tidal.
And these are not short songs either. And so in a world where, like you said, the attention span is kind of short, why do a 3-4 minute song? Like,
That's a great question. That's a great question. My engineer, shout out to Nando Costa, who helped me record most of these records in this very studio that we're sitting in right now. So this is where the magic happened. That's a good question. I think I have an old soul.
Okay.
I grew up on, Stevie Wonder,
Johnny Gill.
Yes. I'm not afraid to say R. Kelly.
Oh no, what? Still king of R&B.
All bullshit aside, like vocally, I learned so much from him just by listening. Brandy is one of my vocal goats. Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
So back in that era, we used to have an album and sit with it for the summer. You know what I mean? A full album, and we rocking for the summer. But this day is like you drop an album today, tomorrow we already moved on to something different. So I think for me, I would have gotten tired of it if I would have just dropped, little snippets of this or like a 10 record album. I would have been like, okay, I got to start it over again. So I guess I looked at it as more as like just having my own playlist that I can just rock with.
There you go.
Cruise on the
highway.
Pacific Coast Highway and just like let it play and not have to like, you know what I mean, switch records. So I don't know. It's just I like it. I hope you guys. I'm sure it's a lot to digest for some people. But I think once they take the time to really see that it's not just 6 minutes of trash, it's like a good quality.
It is.
Records.
And I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I like watching you perform it live made me love it more. And one of those, I'm one of those people, but also when I heard it, I was like, this is a different sound. It's giving like 80s Scarface, like I'm gonna say 43 Club, like, you know, Coke era.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it's giving like that upbeat vibe, makes you feel good.
Yeah,
you
that
do have
Miami vibes, that summer.
Yeah, so in that Disneyland song, you said it's a roller coaster. This album is also a roller coaster as a whole. Yes, because it starts off like, you know, we're vibing in our feelings, but then you're like, fuck it, we here now. Fuck the past, let's dance, let's shake our ass. Let me give a little tribute and let me be signed in. We're back in it. Okay.
And we're walking.
Yes, we're here. So how did the track list come about? You're welcome. How did the track list come about? What made you put the songs in that order? And how did that just come about?
You know, CC, I think that's one of those things that kind of like I was talking about tonight. Like some things you can explain and some things are just divine timing and energy. Yes. Like I couldn't have told you like a year or two ago that I was dropping a record where I was not rapping at all. You know what I mean? Yep. But it happened that way. A lot of it had to do with, this album is also dedicated to my grandmother Joyce, who was also an artist.
Oh, nice.
She was an artist too, so we were really like, she had a lot of grandkids, but me and her were like. So, but she could never listen. She was my biggest fan. Yes. But she could never listen to my records because, you know, all the cursing and the aggression of my rap music. So I think somehow, to answer your question, I think her spirit kind of, when she transitioned, came to me in the form of an R&B album. Okay. Like something in me just said, you need to make this. Yes. And I know that this is something that she would have loved so much because it's like, you know, back to her era and her, you know, it has an old school, like you said, the 80s and the even like the 70s, like Free Spirit. Yes. So I think it's just I feel like we're on a path. Okay. And I feel like everyone is trying to find their path and come more into some form of synchronicity and alignment. When you are so living in your mind and so intentional, overly intentional about what you want to do and when you want to do it. Like, okay, I got this deadline. I want to do R&B album. It has to happen this time. Yeah. I just kind of let go. Yeah. And you know, I know it sounds cliche, but like let go and let God. Yes. But it really gave that. It really was just like, it was just like a light sketch. Like I want to do an album, but all the timing and how everything came together so brilliantly, I knew I couldn't have done it alone. It had to be some kind of unseen force that was making it go that way, and it was meant to be that way. So I'm just so glad that the album is out now. Yes, me because too. For me, you know, some of the topics are a little risque. Risque, and you know, a little deeper than the surface. Yeah. So for it to come now, I feel like that means people are ready to hear it. Yeah. Okay. I love that. So we're gonna dive into a couple of songs. Actually, let me backtrack, because before we get into it, I want you, for the people that have not heard it yet, I want you to kind of explain the sound of this album to them, what they should be or what they will be expecting once they hear it. This is really, you're like, she's dope. Like she's not playing around. She's like, yes. And these aren't even, this is off the head because it's not even in my notes. You're in your bag tonight. Yes, I was like, wow. So the sound. Yes. What inspired the sound? I feel like it's definitely nostalgic. Like if you guys look at the cover, I have on this kind of disco 1970s like one piece, you know, with the sparkles and stuff like that. It kind of puts you in the mind of like, you know, Dream Girl, Diana Ross, or Temptations. Yes. So it's like that boogie, that Michael Jackson, that kind of. So I think I was inspired a lot by, I was Michael Jackson for Halloween. I don't know if you saw that. Yes, I saw it. I did, which was really good because not too many people can pull off the chiseled cheekbones. Yeah, I had the dimple and everything. Yes. Yeah. And I won, like, I did it at my job and I like won like a crazy amount of money for the contest. So I think after dressing like Michael Jackson, I think somehow I started to like channel him through the music. Okay. So a lot of the beats that I chose were like just like very like Michael Jackson. Yeah, it gave a first album Michael Jackson for sure. Yes. Definitely. What is that, like Off the Wall, I think, or something like that? Yep. But then I think one thing led to another. So I was like, I did a Michael style record, but then I heard something that reminded me of Prince. Yeah. So then I got in that back. So it kind of started to feel like I was like channeling these legends through me and through my voice. And also, you have to understand, guys, that I'm coming from being a rapper. So the way that I use my voice in rap music is totally different than when I have to sing. So I came in like just singing certain notes, but as I started to record more and more, I started to like stretch and just like reach. I don't know, it's certain songs that I was like, I'm listening, I'm like, how did I hit that note?
Right.
Like there must have been some, I'm like some kind of vocal guys. Like I was working on this album. You guys are gonna see so much growth. Like my falsetto has gotten so much more clean and clear.
Yes. You're harmonizing as well.
My layers.
You got like 4-part harmonies.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of 3-part, 4-part harmonies. Definitely very complex harmonies. Which when I think about my favorite albums like The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, Full Moon. These are all, like you said, they have that element. Harmonies is a big part of this album. Because I'm leaving rap, so I'm leaving all the characters of my rap persona. So I'm like, how can I not let my old fans be confused and make them feel like they lost something? So that's why it was important for me to kind of record this album like I was a group. You know what I mean? So that's why you hear a lot of the deep voices and the high voice. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So it felt like it was just like a big party and all of my friends in my head. And I was just trying things. It was just so much fun.
I love that. Oh my God. That made my hair stand up. Okay, I love it.
Thank you.
I want to talk about the samples you also chose. We went from Johnny Gill, Ease on Down the Road from The Wiz guys, which is also a title of the track, The Wiz. Check that out.
Yes,
and there was a little New Kids on the Block in there too.
Yes, for My Burning Heart.
When I was listening to it, I was like, oh my God, I know this song. I know this song.
Wow,
So
I'm surprised that you caught that.
What?
You're the first person that really like.
Yes, and I think there was another sample in there.
Free Spirit, Denise Williams.
Denise Williams. I wanted to say Paulette, but Denise Williams, yes. So you chose these very rare but classic groups, singers, artists. What made you go that route? Because most people do the norm, the Lauryn Hill, Soulja Boy, you know, or even like a Tupac record. What made you go into that bag instead?
For sure. I think that, if you're going to throw it back.
Throw it back.
You know how it's like fashion. Like if you see somebody wearing like, I don't know, like something that was in, but it's not too far away. It kind of looks corny. Because it's like we haven't had enough gap for that to come back yet. Like that's kind of just outdated. But if you take it all the way back, like how you see like K Dot had like the bell bottoms on for the Super Bowl. That's further back enough to where you see that looks cool and that looks rare. That looks different. You get what I'm saying? So for me, being this like, I'm still like a young guy in this game, I wanted to do something different and throw it all the way back. I love the instruments that the 80s used. The synths and that cool, like just, you could just
trumpet.
You know what I mean?
Snares.
Exactly. The instrumentation was a lot more live back then versus today where people would use a lot of, electronic, which is still cool. But I just feel like you get a bigger sound. Like when we talk about Michael Jackson, he was really in the studio with like a 8-piece orchestra. Like, you get what I'm saying? You can tell the difference. You can just feel it.
True.
And I wanted people to feel this record. So that was a reason why I chose a lot of things that I chose. But throughout the album, it's a concept album. So magic is a reoccurring theme throughout the album. So I mean that also has to do with the instruments and stuff like that. Like just that majestic, hearing sparkles and the beats and. The
only other artist I've heard do that is Tyler, the Creator. And that's actually what Flash was talking to me about when we were listening to it in the car on the way down here. He was like,
Shout out to Tyler.
Yes, he was like, he gives a Tyler, the Creator type of vibe. And when you were playing it I promise you, listening through a headphone, listening to it through a car, and listening to it through a stereo in your home sounds completely different. Because I did not hear the Tyler until we were in here, and I was like, oh my God, I see what you're talking about. Because he did the same thing, taken from the Young Buck when he had the band playing in the background when he did Sticky and stuff like that. So
Tyler as a producer is insane.
Amazing.
Like I definitely have I think Magic Summer was a Tyler the Creator inspired beat or whatever. And also Daydreaming. Daydreaming. So like all the strings and then you hear that like Tyler is so dope when it
Yes.
comes to that, and he really makes you feel like you're just in another world with just his. I really respect him as a producer.
Yes, well, he's great. Okay, let's get into this album. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get into the album.
Album in stores now, Magic Hour. It's a double album.
Double album out today. Make
Go
sure y'all
get
stream
that,
that,
man.
check that, buy it,
It's
keep
been
it
a
in
long
your
time
album.
coming. Yeah.
I wanna let's just start off with Pretty Boy Rock. Or I'm sorry, Pretty Boy Rock.
Pretty Boy.
Pretty Boy,
Yeah.
the Pretty Boy track.
Okay.
So so this line got me because it took me a couple of times to listen to it. It's the chorus, but you say, I need a pretty girl to compliment me that can match my pretty smile. I'm a pretty boy and you almost look as good as me. That's wild.
Woo!
That's wild. First off, you sound very, very conceited.
I know, right?
You sound like, bitch, we could be together, but you can't be prettier than me. So kind of like give a backstory on that real fast. I know you gave us one here. They were in here. So give us a backstory on that.
For
and
sure.
is it, are we talking about a certain somebody?
Nah.
Okay.
And you know what's so crazy? I put that in the group chat, and everyone,
Shout out to the group chat.
Yeah, shout out to the group chat. A lot of my homies, they understood it as like, yo, Pretty Boy, you know how we had like a Hot Boy Summer, you know what I'm saying? It's like Pretty Boy Summer up 5,000 points.
Hey.
My boy Matthew, you know what I'm saying? We got this ongoing joke, but you know, people choose to pick out that line like you almost look as good as me.
Yeah.
But what it really is, it's not really me singing the song. It's just I just wanted to just like Ken.
Okay.
Ken was a Pretty Boy anthem.
Oh yeah.
This is like Ken part 2 in like an R&B style.
That's what it was giving.
You know what I mean?
Exactly what it
it's
was
something
giving.
that you throw on when you getting ready. You go to the club. You know, you putting your shit in. You feeling yourself, and you putting your fit on. It's something just to make my fellas feel good out there because I feel like a lot of it's a lot of that for the ladies.
Yes.
But I feel like it's okay for the fellas too. So I don't mean that I literally, because I know the ladies is thinking they're like, I ain't trying to be with no man that think he look better than me.
Look, that is one of them.
But hey. What can I say? My mom made a handsome young man.
Okay. Shout out to mine.
But shout out to my ladies. It's really just a sense of humor, really. I like to have a sense of humor with my records.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, I wanna you talked about Sparkles being your favorite record on the album. I want you to explain why, but also I want you to kind of tell us maybe 2 other songs that are your favorite that you want to make sure if they don't listen to the whole album, they have to listen to those 3 for sure.
Dang, see.
Because 21
do me
songs,
like
for 3,
that.
yeah.
That question just always gets me because it changes
Okay.
every day.
Okay.
But back to your question about Sparkles. Why Sparkles is my favorite? And that always remains in like the top 2 or top 3.
Yes.
It's a Prince sample.
Okay.
Like the lyrics. It's from a song that Prince had called Insatiable. Look it up.
Okay.
So look up his version and then look up my version.
Okay.
I totally flipped it. Whenever I do something, I flip it. You can't tell. You can't tell because I put my sauce on it.
Yes.
But Sparkles is just. I love that it just goes right with the magic theme. It talks about sparkles on your name when it comes to you.
Okay.
It talks about liking someone to the point of like throw a name on. If it's real. You know how Jay-Z said, I got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain.
Yes.
It's like if it's real, put it on a chain.
Okay.
So, and it just has a very smooth vibe to it. And also, I'm singing in my range.
Okay.
So.
And it sounds great.
So, yeah, a lot of these records, you guys, a lot of these records, I'm singing in an octave in a key that I have no business in. Not saying I can't do it because I obviously did it, but it was a struggle in the studio. Like, so that's what I love about recording. Is like, did you get that? Because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hit that note again. You got it right. But when it came to Sparkles, I was just floating because that's my range. And as a singer, I'm learning how to be a better singer, which means you have to know your voice and you have to know the limits of your voice.
Yes.
And I know that I'm just becoming more and more confident after recording this album, a double album. I had so many hours in the studio to sing, to get it out, to reach my voice to the point where it got raspy, but still lean into it instead of shying away. And I was able to belt now. So it's just like unlocking these superpowers with, and I love Sparkle because I just feel like I was just, the runs are crazy, the harmonies, the background vocals are just insane. It just puts me in the mind of just like an old school Brandy, you know what I mean? Just with how smooth it is. So I love Sparkles.
Okay.
Now you asked me.
Was 2 or 3 more songs, or 1 or 2 more songs, since you have one as Sparkle, but we want to do top 3 of the album. Let's
I'll
say
give you
it
top
like
3.
that. Okay.
Here we go. Disneyland.
Yeah.
Disneyland's crazy. The Wiz.
Okay.
Do the Wiz.
Okay. And now why?
Why the Wiz?
Yeah, because you're so passionate about that one. Why the Wiz?
The Wiz make you get up out your seat.
Yeah.
The beat is so Michael Jackson.
Very.
It's so like Thriller, like bad. As soon as it comes on, the Wiz. The beat is just so Michael Jackson. Like I went in the studio that day, like yo, I'm gonna record my Michael Jackson record.
Yes.
And I feel like it turned out so good.
It did.
And it just makes you feel like how that music made you feel like,
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Wanna be starting something. Got to be starting something. Time to get over. Yeah. Slow to get under.
Yeah.
Stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
Like I was in that bag.
Yeah.
I was in that bag. So The Wiz. What was the one I said before that? I think it was Disneyland.
Disneyland, yes.
Just Disneyland.
Yeah, Disneyland.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you one more. I'm gonna say Pastoral Symphony.
Okay. Yes.
I'm gonna say Pastoral Symphony because it's one of the records that I listen to for therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling like I don't know if I'm losing that confidence and I don't know if this is gonna work out. I put on that song and it reminds me that I'm always taken care of.
Okay.
And when I listen to my voice on there, it reminds me of something bigger than me.
Okay.
And that something is involved in all of this.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
From us getting connected, the fact that you came here today and it aligned with the perfect timing, everything. I really believe in those things. So Pastoral Symphony is one of those records that is just, I mean, this whole album really has been the soundtrack to my own like inner looking and awakening to just a deeper understanding of like who I am.
Yeah.
So I hope that when people listen to the record, they feel that togetherness, because that was one of the reasons why I stopped rapping. Okay. Because I was feeling this divisiveness. Okay. Because I used to listen to like a lot of battle rap, right? Oh, love it. I love battle rap too. Yes. Shout out to battle rappers. Yes. Their pen is insane. Crazy. You know what I mean? Yes. I love that. I love that word, that penmanship, and that the metaphors and stuff like that. And but I started to just evolve to this space where I just didn't feel this confrontational space anymore and about bragging about how I'm better than other guys and stuff like that. So because you never see like Beyonce and like Rihanna like battling each other with their records. They just put out good music and let the music speak for itself. There you go. And that's where I am today. Okay. I just want my music. It's like I'm not competing with any of you guys. Yeah. Like I'm competing with my last record that I recorded. I'm trying to get better than that. You know what I mean? Always. So yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, last question, because we're running out of time. I wish we can stay. I know. We're going to definitely do this again. There's going to be a part 2 to this interview. Please make sure y'all check him out, okay? Magic Hour is out everywhere right now. Right now. Okay, make sure you stream it. Hey, I want to talk about, because you actually dove into my last question anyway. Okay. This album, you talked a lot about, one, rest in peace, your grandmother. You talked a lot about how, I think it was Pastoral Symphony. Thank you, Pastoral Symphony. How that one kind of got to you as well. So I want to talk to you as a black man, but also as an artist, as a person that was going through things. What do you do for your mental health? What do you do? Because music, obviously, but how do you get there? Because you're going through something. I want to say maybe a depressive state. Yes. You feel like you can't talk, because you said for a moment you couldn't write music, you couldn't do anything. Yes. How did you get out of that? How did you get to doing the music? What does Mikal Angeles do to get out of and to help his mental health and peace? I'm so glad you asked that question. Thank you. Because a lot of people, their only impression of me is through my social media. I don't post as much anymore because of what I'm about to tell you now. Because I've been focusing more on the inner rather than like promoting and putting stuff outward. Okay. Right? Okay. What I did was Meditation is great.
Yes.
And a lot of that word scares a lot of people because they don't like, how do you do it? Where do you start?
Yeah.
But really, I like to simplify it. It's just like spend time with yourself.
Yeah.
And what I mean by yourself is just like spend time without thinking.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time we're always thinking about what's the next project,
Yep.
you know, in this entertainment industry,
Yep.
like what I'm gonna do next.
Yes.
But if you just like spend time, like when you go to sleep at night, your vibration lowers, and then, you know, guys, like, no matter what, you can be a cat, a
Yep.
woman, a man,
Yep.
y'all gotta go to sleep.
Yep.
The end of experience.
At the end of the
Experience
day,
stops
the
right
day
here.
gotta end.
Go to bed.
Right.
No, and when you know, I don't like when people say like sweet dreams. Like,
Yep.
no, I want dead sleep.
Right.
Like,
right.
I don't want to think about nothing. Enough thought. I've been dreaming enough while I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just wanted
Yeah.
nothingness. And you know, people spend a lot of money to get the best bed to just forget about everything.
Yeah.
And that time is important because it rejuvenates you and it gets you ready for the day. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that space is important. Like, if there was no space, this room couldn't be here. We couldn't be in it if there was
Right.
not the space to hold us.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's just like being quiet for 5 minutes a day. Just start there, you
Yeah.
know, because people are not used to it. So you're gonna be
Right.
like,
Yeah.
pizza.
I've tried. Squirrel.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. You know what I mean? I gotta check an email. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But just start incorporating, and don't even call it meditation. I tell people, just call it spending time with yourself.
Okay.
When you are at peace and you are okay just being and not doing something all the time, 24/7, you guys,
Yes.
the inspiration floodgates open up.
Yes.
The best ideas start coming to you.
Yes.
Everything that is something came from nothing.
Yes.
So you have to be okay. We have to be okay with that sense of like, whatever you want to call it, boredom,
Yeah.
or just like nothing is going on right now. I
Yeah.
need to like eat an
Yeah.
ice cream cone. Like, if you just push through that feeling and not feel like you have to like take something to make it go away, you'll start to become feeling invincible.
Yeah.
Because you're basically telling your mind like, you're not in control of me anymore. You can't just
Yeah.
make me jump when you want. You know, the mind is a great servant, but a terrible master.
Okay.
So we can't allow our minds to control everything we do. So what do I do? What does Mikal Angeles do? I sit with myself and I get comfortable with being and not doing.
Okay.
So that when that 5 minutes is up or
Yeah.
10 minutes, I'm more clear-minded.
Okay.
I have clarity.
Yeah.
My action has more power behind it. I'm not just moving recklessly. I'm in sync with the universe. I'm in sync with the timing of things.
Yes.
And I know that's probably a mouthful.
Yeah.
But
it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
yeah, so
It's
I'll
really
start
hard
there.
to sit by yourself. I've tried. I'm one of those like, it's been 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, of
we
course.
on now. Like.
Of course. No, I totally understand. But I always say you can do anything in little chunks.
Yeah. True.
Little chunks. So
True.
just start with baby steps.
Yes.
And, you know, you'll start to feel the difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then
Hey,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
we
it.
outside.
Hey,
We outside
We gotta
again.
get up out of here, you guys. But Mikal Angeles Magic Hour is out right now, right
thank
now,
you
right
so
now.
much, sweetie, for
Thank
inviting me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming.
What?
Did you have a
Thank
good time?
you. I had a great time. Okay, and shout out to the performance. Y'all gonna see it all in the recap because you know me, I do the
Hey,
recaps.
fire.
It was amazing. The album, and I will say this: the album is a different sound, but do not sleep on it, you guys. It's something that you could play in the car with your mama because my mama gonna love this. She's going to. I can never play my music as well around her, so it's like this is something she's gonna want to
We're
head back
bridging
to.
the gap, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
We're bridging the gap.
So make sure you
So
guys
thank
check
you.
it out. We got to get up out of here.
Thank you, Cece.
Thank you for sitting with us.
Thank you
Yes,
guys
I
for tuning
appreciate
in,
you.
and I can't wait to talk to you soon. All right?
Yeah.
It won't be
Open
too
Book with
long.
Cece with
Look
Mikal
out
Angeles.
for the music video for The Wiz coming soon.
Woo! I want to be an extra. I want to be one of the monkeys.
Okay, for sure, for sure.
All right, we out of here. Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, love.